Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into this kind of hidden race that's powering every single AI you use. And it's not about building bigger models, not at all. It's about making them faster, smarter, and way more efficient. So, let's jump right in.
I mean, you've done this, right? You ask an AI some super complicated question, and boom, before you can even blink, this detailed answer just starts flowing onto your screen. It totally feels like magic. But what's really going on behind the scenes? Because that magic is actually a massive engineering challenge. How in the world do you get these giant digital brains to think and respond at the speed of a real conversation?
All right, here's the game plan. We'll start with the AI's hidden cost. Then we'll look at the two big ways we're fighting back, with smarter code and smarter systems. After that, we'll see how it all fits together and, most importantly, why this race for speed matters to all of us.
Okay, so first things first, let's pull back the curtain a bit. That super smooth AI experience we all love, well, it comes at a price. And I'm not just talking about your subscription fee. I'm talking about a huge, huge computational cost.
I mean, these LLMs are just gigantic. Picture them having literally billions of little knobs, or parameters, that they have to tune for every single decision. So every single word the AI generates means it has to process all of them. And that, as you can imagine, takes an insane amount of computing power, memory, and energy. It's a massive bottleneck, and it's what's holding AI back from being everywhere.
So to really get a handle on this, let's think of it like we're fighting three main villains. Villain number one is latency. That's the annoying delay between when you ask a question and when you get an answer. Too much lag, and the magic is gone. Villain number two, the memory footprint. These models are absolute memory hogs. They just eat it all up, which means you can only run so many on one computer. And that brings us to villain number three, throughput. This is all about how many people can use the AI at the same time. To really win this race, you got to beat all three.
All right, so how do we start fighting back? The first front in this battle is all about the code. We're talking about making the AI itself smarter. This isn't just about buying bigger, faster computers. It's about completely changing how the AI actually thinks.
And this is basically the game plan that researchers are using. It's a two-pronged attack. On one side, you've got algorithmic innovations. Think of this as rewriting the AI's internal playbook to be way more clever. And on the other side, you've got system optimizations, which is like fine-tuning the engine that the AI runs on. So let's dive into the algorithm side first and look at a really cool innovation.
So the classic way an AI writes text is called autoregressive decoding. You can think of it like how you'd write a really important email. You write one word, you pause, think about what you just wrote, and then you write the next word, and then the next. One word at a time. It's really thorough, for sure, but man, is it slow?
And the real killer is right there in the description. Sequential. This one-by-one process, as the researchers point out, is the fundamental bottleneck. It's the whole problem. If you want to go faster, you absolutely have to find a way to break out of that sequential trap.
So what's the big idea to fix this? Well, imagine you've got this super smart but incredibly busy senior manager. That's our big LLM. Now, instead of making her write a long report one word at a time, you give her a fast, eager assistant. That's a smaller draft model. The assistant whips up a draft of the next few sentences real quick. Then the manager just has to glance over it and say, "Yep, looks good." That's the essence of speculative decoding. The little model guesses a chunk of text, and the big model verifies it all at once. It saves an absolutely massive amount of time.
And you know what's crazy? The speed of innovation here is just staggering. The basic idea only popped up in late 2022. I mean, look at this timeline. In less than 2 years, we've gone from the core concept to all these super sophisticated versions like Medusa, Eagle, and Triforce. Each one is a huge leap forward. This is what it looks like when the entire AI research community is in a flat-out sprint.
Okay, that was the code. Now let's switch gears and talk about the other side of this battle, building smarter systems. Because, look, you can have the cleverest algorithm in the world, but at the end of the day, you're still stuck with the limits of your physical hardware. And the biggest limit? It's almost always memory.
Right. So memory management is everything here. See, for an AI to actually have a conversation with you, it has to remember the context, everything you've already talked about. It keeps all that context in a special memory bank called a KV cache. And here's the problem. The longer the conversation gets, the bigger that cache gets. It can grow to be absolutely enormous, just gobbling up every last bit of memory on the chip. And the old way of handling this was, well, it was terrible, super wasteful. It was like for every single car that wanted to park, you had to reserve an entire continuous floor of the parking garage. Didn't matter if it was a tiny smart car or a giant bus. Whole floor reserved. So most of that space just sat there, totally empty. But now we have a breakthrough solution called page detention. This is like hiring a genius valet. The valet breaks the garage down into individual spots and can perfectly fit cars into any little open space. Nothing gets wasted.
It's a really simple idea, but it's so powerful. Here's how it works. The system takes all the available memory and chops it up into these small, fixed-size blocks, or pages. Then, as your conversation with the AI gets longer, the data just gets stored in these pages. And here's the magic trick. The pages don't have to be right next to each other. The system just keeps a little map of where all the pieces are. It completely gets rid of all that wasted, fragmented space.
So what's the payoff for all this clever memory management? How about a 2 to 4 times increase in throughput? Let that sink in. We're talking about the exact same piece of hardware now being able to handle up to 4 times more users, all at the same time. That is a game-changing leap in efficiency. Okay, so we've got smarter code and smarter systems. Let's put it all together now and see how these ideas actually show up in the real-world tools that power the AI you're probably using every single day.
So here's a quick look at the modern toolkit. These are the actual software libraries that developers are using right now. You've got things like VLLM, which is built around that page detention concept we just talked about. Its whole goal is maxing out throughput. Then you have something like FlexFlow Surf, which goes all in on speculative decoding to get the lowest possible latency, the fastest responses. And then you have the really specialized stuff, like NVIDIA's TensorRT LLM. That's all about kernel optimizations, which is a fancy way of saying they rewrite the most basic math operations to squeeze every last drop of performance out of their own chips.
All right, so we've gone through some pretty cool tech. It's clever, it's definitely fast, but so what? Why does this whole race for efficiency really truly matter for the future of AI?
Well, here's the bottom line. Efficiency is the thing that turns AI from a neat science project into something everyone can use, like electricity or the internet. It unlocks 4 massive things. First, accessibility. We're talking AI that runs on your phone, not just in some billion-dollar data center. Second, scalability. This lets AI services handle millions or even billions of users at once. Third, sustainability. This is huge. It means seriously cutting down the massive energy bill and environmental impact of AI. And finally, all that leads to innovation. When you're not wasting resources, you can free them up to build the next truly mind-blowing thing.
And this quote from the source material just nails it. This whole effort isn't just about making a progress bar move a little faster. This race for efficiency is about democratizing AI. It's about making this incredible technology available, affordable, and sustainable for literally everyone on the planet.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. We always hear that the next big breakthrough in AI is going to be some new model with, 1 trillion more parameters. But what if that's not it? What if the real revolution isn't a bigger model, but a faster one? What if we could make the models we have today 10 times faster, 100 times faster? Just think about that. What could you build then?